had both hips replaced at 34. Here's exactly what my first week looked like. Hi, I'm Mark Atkins, a fitness and nutrition coach with a bachelor's degree in kinesiology with a focus on strength and conditioning. I've always been active, basketball, lifting, sports of all kinds, but the lifestyle eventually caught up to me. After 2 years of hip pain, doctors confirmed the cartilage in both hips was gone, I had severe arthritis, and bone spurs were forming. With my bone structure, it wasn't a matter of if, just when. So the solution, double hip replacement. In this video, I'll walk you through my first week after surgery. I've also included a timestamp, so feel free to skip to whatever interests you most. Through all my years of physical activity and pushing my body, I experienced pretty much every minor injury you can think of. But I've always been able to fix them with the right corrective work, whether strengthening, mobility, or flexibility exercises. However, I've known for over 10 years something was up with my hips, because no matter how much stretching I did, I always lacked full mobility. And a little over 2 years ago, I started experiencing hip pain that just kept getting worse, no matter what I did to try to fix it. Finally had enough of my situation and decided to go see an orthopedic doctor. X-rays confirmed severe arthritis and bone spurs, and also showed I was genetically predisposed to experience this at some point or another. This was a huge relief for me. And at this point, the solution was clear. I needed to get both hips replaced. Honestly, how lucky are we to live in a time where this can be fixed? My surgeon here in Switzerland reassured me that this is the joint surgery they have the most success with. Around 95% of people report significant pain relief after surgery. And did you know that about 500,000 hips are replaced each year in the US alone? My mindset going in was simple. Take this challenge head on, stay positive, and visualize the recovery I wanted. Leading up to surgery, I kept training while being smart to prepare my body as best as I could. Lastly, 5 days pre-op, I started using the antibacterial products I was given and started fasting by 8 p.m. the day before surgery. On Monday, August 18, 2025, I checked in for surgery. After a couple hours of waiting, I was wheeled in, hooked up to monitors, and given general anesthesia. Within minutes, I was out. The surgery took about 3 hours, roughly 80 minutes per hip. When I woke up, I could already wiggle my feet and surprisingly felt no pain. What I found funny is that you keep drifting in and out of sleep until the anesthesia fully wears off. Thankfully, doctors told me everything went smoothly and kept checking on me until I was eventually transferred to my room. That evening, I tried eating but felt nauseous from the anesthesia, so I went back to sleep. I was also given some mild pain meds and some cold packs for my legs. In addition, nurses checked on me through the night. Surprisingly, that's the best night of sleep I've had since the operation. The morning after surgery, the nurse took out my urinary catheter, gave me medicine, and I was ready to eat. I ordered a double breakfast and even a Coke to replenish sugars. And then I couldn't wait, so I started doing some exercises in bed to engage my quads, hamstrings, and calves. By mid-morning, the PT had me up, taking steps with a walker. I felt stiff, particularly where I have my stitches, but it felt exciting to be moving. After he left, I even tried a couple squats, which shocked the nurse, especially since I'd had both hips replaced. Later that day, I walked with crutches and even tried stairs. The only setback, the anti-inflammatories upset my stomach, so they started giving me medicine to fix that problem. The toughest challenge at this point was getting in and out of bed and sleeping on my back. I'm a side sleeper, and staying flat made rest very difficult, especially now that the anesthesia had worn off. By day 2, I was mostly independent, walking with crutches and getting around well. X-rays and blood tests looked great, and the staff was praising me on my progress. On Thursday morning, the nurse removed my drains, checked my incisions, and the doctor cleared me to go home. His main instructions: don't extend the hips past neutral while stitches heal, since I had an anterior approach done. Walk with crutches for at least 2 weeks and avoid rotating or twisting the leg too much to let the bone fuse to the implant. Keep wounds dry for 2 weeks, so washcloth bath it is, and minimize squatting or going up to stairs since it adds pressure on the implant. Once I got home, I noticed something surprising. I had gained almost 10 pounds since the day of surgery. It was just inflammation and swelling. Totally normal, but worth knowing if you go through this. Man, that first night at home was rough. I forgot to take one of my pain pills and slept on a slanted bed, which left me in major discomfort, especially at the level of the lower back. It's no surprise that Friday morning was my lowest point of the week. After breakfast, I was so tired and annoyed, I decided to go up the stairs to lay down on a flat mattress in the guest room. After knocking out for a couple solid hours, I felt immediately better. So going upstairs was completely worth it. By lunchtime, I had energy again, did my PT, and even did a light 30-minute upper body workout with my dad's help. From the worst to the best, just in a few hours, all thanks to rest. Saturday, I felt stable and worked on content for my coaching account. I was really excited that I could spend most of the day seated with no pain, but I made sure to take 3 separate breaks to do my PT exercises, which take about 10 minutes at a time. Saturday night into Sunday, I had my first little scare, a loud click in my left hip while in bed. No pain, but it did startle me. My surgeon said that mild clicking is normal early on, but I do plan to talk it over with my PT this week for peace of mind. Sunday also went smoothly, and I went on my first quarter-mile walk with my mom. Before I conclude this week 1 recap, I want to touch up on a couple more things I find important. First off, in Switzerland, they don't prescribe heavy opioids post-surgery unless absolutely necessary. In the hospital, I was given the following medication. So from day 1, I've been on mild non-opioid meds, and pain has been very manageable. My rule of thumb, don't numb pain completely. Pain is a signal your body uses to tell you something's going on. Too much pain can cripple progress, but zero pain can trick you into unsafe movements. Balance is key. Since being home, I've already reduced my pain meds to once or twice a day. I do need to keep using the anti-inflammatory and blood clot prevention meds until the doctors tell me to stop. At home, I can handle most basics. Bathroom, light cooking, changing my clothes, hygiene. But I'm lucky having my parents helping me put my socks on, move things around for me, run groceries, prep some meals, and drive me around. That support has been absolutely key for my recovery. So far, my biggest challenge has been sleep. If you're not a back sleeper, practice before surgery. You won't have much choice afterwards. But overall, week 1 has gone better than expected. With the right preparation, mindset, and support, you can get through this smoother than most people think. Now, I realize this is just the beginning. I plan on keeping up with these weekly updates, so if you have any questions about the process, drop them in the comments. Thanks for following along.